Jenna, we are live.
Hello.
It's a December time for the December mid-month Outturn preview. Both as festive. Well, Jenna can probably be more festive. I'm as festive as I get. Let's say that.
I mean, this is probably as festive as I get. Just a little snowman on my head, and yeah, this is it.
We were talking beforehand, and I was like, I don't have anything. And then I thought, and I was like, wait a minute. One time I did have a holiday shirt, red and green. It was Star Wars. Let me go see if I could find it. And I had to dig, but I found it.
It's like those things that you're like, you know what? I may need this again. Wear it once a year, so tuck it away. That's my snowman head.
Yep. We have, let's see, quite a few people already 50 people tuned in, watching. Go through a little bit of a roll call here. The Whiskey Franco was here first, but he says he this was earlier in the day. He says won't be able to make the live stream, but just wanted to wish Scott, Jenna, and everyone in the stream a very happy holiday. We'll check out the replay later on.
Oh, well, happy holidays to you.
Stephen Meadows is tuning in. Big Ed, Stewart of Butte, Seth Landsman, Large Woolly Bugger, who I got to talk to on the phone today.
I got to meet him too. We had a Zoom session and he was in it and he was like, oh, by the way, and I was like, you're the woolly bugger? And he's like, yeah. And he told me it's like a type of fly. A large woolly bugger is like a type of
really?
fly, which I would have never guessed that. And if I'm totally like butchering this, please do chime in, woolly bugger. But I know, I was like, it's so nice to put a face to a name.
That's not what I had in mind at all, with the name. So
yeah.
Let's see here. Josh Taylor is tuning in. Pickley Dew, Robbie Robson, Duke McHale, T. Roy, Sanctus Vitae, Greg Plenert, DJ Hardware, and Smashbox Recordings official channel. Oh, that's Todd Greenhouse. I haven't talked to Todd on the phone for a while. He used to call in about every other week or so, but Rydam is tuning in. Jason the Mashin Drum, who won the Malt Madness Epic 8 YouTube channel blind challenge.
Wow.
I guess that was a spoiler alert there, a little late. But yeah, if you didn't watch Friday night, it came down to Jason from the Mashin Drum against Dan from the Bourbon Junkies, and Jason prevailed. Yep.
Well, congrats.
JT is here. Paul Flexner. Stephen Rogers. Is that Captain Stephen Rogers? Rich Cannon. Jimmy Jazz. Super D. Jason Jones. JT. Larry Walker. Scotch on the Bayou. Leanne. She was involved in the Malt Madness Blind Challenge as well. Made it to round 2. And Sir Glenn Malort.
Malort. I do like Malort.
You do?
I do.
Oh.
The first time I ever had it was actually in Scotland. And I just really like bitter, like that is like totally my profile. And I had it and everybody's like, it's the worst thing ever. It's going to be gross. You're going to barf. And I'm like, oh God, this is like going to be terrible. And then I drank it and I was like, I like it.
Well, I had the Malort out of, is it Chicago? Is it Jepson's Malort?
Yeah, that's what I can do.
And I heard everybody talk about it, so I had pretty low expectations. It wasn't as bad as I was led to believe it was going to
be. Right.
But, yeah. I don't know that I'd still seek it out.
I mean, it's like one of those things like kind of like cleans the pipe, so to speak, like
I suppose.
Nice digestif, or I don't know.
Maybe we need to check into the society getting its own Malort.
Yeah.
Malort.
Oh my gosh. They do make them, so I don't
know. Dram Yankee tuning in, Scott Friedland, and George Kaplan is here. That's it for now. So let's get into, we've got 4 whiskeys tonight that we're going to taste through. Is there 6? I think 5 or 6 tomorrow.
Yep. There's 6 tomorrow. And we're going to taste 4 of them. And I've not tasted any of these. I did open them earlier today just so some air could get in. They can breathe a little bit, but I've not tasted any of them.
I've filmed reviews today of 2 of them and have not the other 2, but this is one of them. We're going to start at the high age range actually and work our way down this week. Yep.
Yeah.
First whiskey.
I mean, not a bad way to start.
No, not at all.
I'm not complaining.
5.84, a dance on the tongue, 18-year lowland, spicy and sweet, which is a weird profile. We've had a few distillery 5s this year, all been, I think, sweet, fruity, and mellow, or maybe juicy oak and vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. So spicy and sweet, kind of a different flavor profile here, and it comes through on the palate. That's the one I previewed or shot my review of today.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I find myself gravitating toward like certain flavor profiles kind of over the course of a year. Like last year, I was really into juicy oak and vanilla, like big time. But I have to say, like, for the latter part of this year, I've been really into spicy and sweet. Like, this is a flavor profile that was never like if I were to pick one to like gravitate toward, this was never one of them. It was like I really love, like, obviously all of our green, like our whole peated profiles. Juicy oak and vanilla is like I love. I really like young and sprightly, which we don't see too many of anymore. Obviously oily and coastal is like that's fuzzy. But spicy and sweet, I've really gotten into a lot of cask and flavor profile this year that have really surprised me. So I was pretty stoked to see it in this one.
Yeah, I think spicy and sweet and spicy and dry both really can have a lot on the palate. I mean, they can really pack a bunch in there in those little sips that we take. But the nose on this one, malty, berries and fruits.
Yep.
Cinnamon. Slight citrus notes as well. Caramels.
I think the nose of this smells like a freshly opened package of gummy bears, like Haribo gummy bears. I mean, like, I can't get it out of my nose now. It's like all I can smell is freshly opened gummy bears.
And not the sugar-free Haribos.
No, like the real deal gummy bears.
There's some funny stories online about the sugar-free Haribos. I don't know if you've ever heard any of that. Yeah, they cause some intestinal distress, supposedly, or can.
Oh dear. I just feel like when you're going for sweets, I don't know. You just I try not to veer. I know some people have to, and it's totally understandable. But I try not to, strictly for that reason. I do not want any, as you said, intestinal upset. It's like I'm getting like almost like a white peach.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with my nose. Maybe it's
no.
But like white peach gummy bears is what I'm getting.
Well, I would almost say like the mixed berry Skittles. You brought up gummy bears.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Skittles. Yeah.
It is very bright. The nose of this is very bright and fresh. And I'm with you on like the citrus, but it's like a grapefruit, maybe citrus. I'm getting.
I wouldn't say grapefruit, but not that. Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah.
It's like very just like fresh.
Yes.
And the maltiness, I feel like, is like at the very bottom. Like you work through all that fruit, and then it's like malty at the bottom. For me, that's kind of how I like dig through with my nose. Kind of start at the top and just chip away.
I'm going lime for citrus instead. It's tart. It's sour.
Yeah, it is tart.
Huh.
And the back, like I'm really getting in there. There's like a grassy, like malty thing going on.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool nose. I'm excited to do this.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm going to get in. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, wait.
Wait.
That's not a good one. Okay, that was a good one.
Mm. Mm-hmm. I think the spicy and sweet profile on this one shows right up front compared to some of the others. Definitely. Yeah. There's definitely more punch here than we've seen, I think, from some of the later distillery fives that we've had. Now, we did have, I think, do we have 3 bottles? We did a distillery dive with 5. I don't know if one of those was spicy and sweet or not, but this is definitely the first spicy and sweet from 5 that I've had.
Okay. This reminds me of a very specific whiskey that I've had, made in America. Very like, it's like a, it's grassy. This whiskey is very like hay and grass.
Yeah.
But I get like this very distinct note that I've only really found in one other whiskey. Like this, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spicy.
It big time. Like I almost kind of want to be like, it's kind of like, it's like, it was a little bit of heat on that.
Chuck D is asking, what percentage of Scotch is aged in bourbon barrels? A lot. The majority of Scotch is aged. I would hazarding a guess. Majority of Scotch is aged in bourbon barrels. So if not, well, I mean, anything exclusively matured in, wine casks. Outside of that, every other Scotch you see peated, Highland, Speyside is ex-bourbon casks. So, no, this one though, rich on the palate. Cinnamons, caramels, berries, stone fruits, apricots, peaches. It's turning a little bit tropical, slightly, little bit of kiwi. Oh, there we go. Yep. Oh, along with those lime notes that I was getting, it's kiwi.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When I first tasted it, it tasted like a cherry vanilla Coke to me. And I was like, I've only had this one other place before. What's going on? And the more I taste it, like the spice is there. Like this is a very spicy whiskey for me. Like it sits right at the tip of my tongue kind of spice. But I'm getting like almost like, I don't know, it's like herbaceous, like an herbaceous quality to this. And I'm going to say mango, but like, like the chili mango you can get from Trader Joe's. I don't know if you ever had, it's like a dried chili mango. It's like that. It's like that with like herbs. And one of the tasting notes is pencil shavings. And there is like an element of that to this whiskey. So I like the nose and palate are very different for me on this, like both equally very entertaining to the senses. But there's like this spicy, herbaceous, like note to this that I just really like. And I don't find this to be overly sweet, this whiskey. I find it to be more spicy than sweet.
I think so too. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
And almost herbaceous, but almost tobacco as well. Cigar wrapper like.
I could see that.
That's coming out. Yeah. I just added a drop of water. I haven't tasted it yet with it, but. That water brings out more of the sweetness. There's a sweetness that was, you had spice up front, I think, on the palate meat with some sweetness in there, but now, a little bit astringent now too with water, sweeter.
I mean, this ABV, it's 2006. I think that's like, I love those like mid 50s.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it as is. Well, I'm going to read the tasting notes.
Real quick, the tobacco's coming out a little bit more. I'll just add another drop of water to see. But yeah, more astringent, more tobacco, and more
on the edge, Scott.
Sweet as well.
All right, so this says a swirl of cream mingled with toasted cereals, nuts, and pencil shavings and custard, while green mango, pineapple, and apricots joined dried herbs. Distilled on the 16th of January, 2003, if anybody's curious. That's a fun whiskey.
It is.
I like that. There are like some days where I just want to sit down and have a whiskey, and I want something that is more like on that herbaceous, because like I said, like I really love like that kind of profile. And you know, a lot of times, like especially if I'm having a bourbon, I'm like, that's too sweet, like not my jam. But like this is definitely one of those whiskeys that is gonna just like check that box every single time. So really nice.
There's almost a little bit of the barrel char showing now, even with the second round of water char, and almost like a chalkiness. Char, chalk and char.
Chalky char.
Mm-hmm. All right, and
I'm not mad at that.
A little splash of water for the palate.
Yeah. I don't have space back there. I was going to put it behind me. I don't have room. All right.
JT wants to know if I have my palate cleansing sourdough bread ready. I do not. I'm actually prepping a loaf right now. And I started earlier today. I knew it was going to finish up probably during this live stream. And it's ready right now, probably. To shape. Do what?
It's in the oven?
No, it's ready to, you prep it through the day. And then it's getting ready to shape the dough. And then I'll put it in a bread basket and in the fridge overnight and then bake it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, do you need to go get that?
Well, yeah, it is about ready, but I moved it. It's a little bit cooler in the garage, so that can slow down the process a little bit if you put it in a cooler environment. So I moved it into the garage while we're live, and then I'm going to go bring it in, and it'll be about ready to shape probably.
I love hearing you talk about bread. I really do.
We need to get you up to speed because you bought the book.
I bought the book. I have the book, but I've just not made bread yet.
Yeah. It's a little daunting at first, but once you get the process down, kind of understand what's happening and when and where, then it becomes much easier. So
I know 2023 is going to be year of the bread for me. For sure.
All right. Next bottle. I'll let you introduce this one.
All right. Calf 7.272 Ode to Amore. 17-year space side, sweet, fruity, and mellow, 56.4%. And first fill bourbon barrel. Love this distillery. I know we have a lot of members too who also love this distillery. So will not be upset about tasting this today.
For 17 years, first fill X bourbon barrel, it doesn't look like it was that active of a barrel. It's pretty pale, pretty golden, not too far. And I forgot to show the first one that we did. But this one, not too far from it. I think they're pretty close in color, actually, for a 17-year and then 18-year on that first one. But
this is my kind of nose. I love this. It's dusty. It's dusty. I love a dusty nose.
Yeah. Actually, real similar, though, even to the one we just did, but creamier.
Way. The first one was like bright and like fresh. Yeah. It was like viscous and creamy and dusty.
Malty and fruity, dusty.
I just can't get my head in the glass. It's
creamy vanilla. It's like berries and sweet cream. Yeah. Buttery.
It's like an abandoned old house that's like kind of falling apart. So there's like wood shavings everywhere. And then there's like a mossy, like earthy, like leaves, like forest. There's like a forest.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an old abandoned house in a forest. And then there are some freshly like cut fruits on the table. Like, see, this is where I'm getting like pear and apricot, and there's just this, then there's like this just like sawdust, shavings, dusty, just I love it. Oh my God, the nose of this whiskey's making.
And that brings, well, Super D comments or asks, he says, please define a dusty nose. It literally smells like dusty oak to me, or like maybe a dusty barn sometimes. It's like you walk into just someplace, just a lot of pollen, a lot of dust in the air. It's literally what it smells like.
So I'm to give you like some context that I just like don't like going around like sniffing dust. I love old things, like vintage everything. I like old houses. The smell of like an old book is probably one of my favorite smells. And so this reminds me of like just like an abandoned cabin, as the woolly bugger said. Like in the woods, it's just like where the wood's kind of falling apart, and so there's like sawdust and just like wood chunks kind of everywhere. And there is like this like forest, like leaves and moss, and I'm getting like an element of that. But then like there's a fresh fruit bowl of like fresh cut pear and even peach, and like with the side of like cream on the side, like clotted cream or something on the side. That's like the picture this is painting for me. Oh my gosh. I love this nose. I'm very excited to taste this.
Go ahead if you want to take it on.
I don't want to keep my nose in here.
No, I just got something. While if you was going to sip it, I was going to try to figure out what that was that I just got on the nose. It was.
Don't twist my arm.
Yeah, boy, there was something else kind of came through right in the middle on the nose. I can't figure out what it was. It's gone now.
Oh man.
Citrusy, fruity.
Oh.
All those stone fruits, cinnamons, vanillas, slight toasted notes.
It is like a freaking fruit parfait. It is like creamy vanilla custard with fruit and like a crumble almost on top, like a granola-y kind of crumble on the top. Oh my gosh, like even as I'm talking, like my mouth is salivating after.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's still going.
It's so sweet, so fruity. It just makes you salivate.
And to go back to, what Jason said, like peaches and cream, I think it was Jason, like spot on. I mean, this is, I think, classic Distillery 7, but like just on a very like rich and beautiful and elegant scale. I mean, this really paints like a beautiful picture, like museum quality picture. Oh, that's good.
White chocolate.
Am I Ben now? Dan Cleric. Did I say oh man? I did. Shit. I said oh man. I'm not allowed to say that.
Yeah, citrusy, fruity, vanillas, creamy.
Oh.
Slight cinnamon, slight oak, maltiness. Very nice palate. That's all neat. I'm going to add a drop of water.
I am not doing that.
I was going to say Jenna probably won't because it's 56.4.
Not because of that, because I just want to keep this experience going. Not touching water. My husband's gonna love this whiskey.
I do feel like we should have broke out in song though with this one. Like, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, ode to amore.
We just did.
Yeah. Mash and Drum said, before I sang, Mash and Drum said, damn, this sounds good. How good does it sound now with me singing?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. In short. Want to read the tasting notes? Can I read the tasting notes?
Oh, do it.
I haven't read them yet. All right. Don't judge the book by its cover. First nose was rather timid, but once you start reading, you will not put the book down. Simply indulgent. Oh.
Not too many tasting notes on there. Water making this one just sweeter. More of those fruits even showing now, the creaminess, white chocolates, milk chocolates, caramels, fruity, malty, oak, toasted goodness. Wow.
Yeah, that is probably one of the best distillery 7s I've had in some time, I have to say. I'm like trying to look back to see what I do. Oh. I have, but I think I haven't even pulled them out in quite some time. But that's it's good.
Your pencil shavings I just got on the nose.
Oh. Yeah. Ooh.
Just trying it with 2 drops of water there. Man, it's still good. It's still wow. Yeah, there's very great palate on this one as well.
Ooh. And it's clean. Like the palate is like creamy and vanilla and it's all of that, but it's a clean kind of palate. Like it's not like, you know, some of those ones that you have are like super viscous or creamy. It's like really in there. This is like just a very clean whiskey. That's Yep.
That'll do.
That'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right. Ooh.
Before we begin, let everybody know that this is not the last time you're going to see our beautiful faces this year. Right. Yes. So don't think that this is a farewell. It's coming, but it's going to be. You want to talk a little bit about what we're doing in a couple weeks or next week?
When is it? It's going to be, well, it's the 29th. So now 10 days from now, a Thursday night. We're just having a year-end celebration.
Come hang out with us and drink whiskey with us and talk whiskey with us and
get together.
Yeah.
Me and you and Ben and Zach will all be there.
Yep.
Kind of look back at 2022, some of the highlights and the gathering and some of the good whiskeys we had. And then also look forward to talk about some of the exciting things coming up in 2023. Yeah. And just kind of, I mean, we're not previewing any bottles, anything like that. It'll just be the 4 of us sitting down and sharing some whiskeys before year end and letting everybody join in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll send all the details on that, but just as a heads up.
It'll be, where is this? It'll be on YouTube, Super D. Yeah.
So yeah, come grab a bottle, a dram, and come hang out with us.
Oh, Robbie Robson has a good idea. He says, are you sending us a sampler kit for the year-end event?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're not. But yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh.
Number 3.
We're already on number 3. All right. I'm going to let you take it away, Scotty.
So, this one I haven't sampled yet. It's been cracked. It's gotten some air. Some air. 46.122 deep dark scents. 14-year-old Speyside. Dirtiff. Deep, rich, and dried fruits flavor profile, 57.1%. Ex-bourbon hogshead and then transferred to a first fill ex-Oloroso hogshead. And I'm going to hazard a guess it's either 13 and 2 or 12 and 20 12-2 or 11-3. I'll look it up real quick. Or do you know? Did you happen to look that up by chance?
I don't know off the top of my head, but
yeah, we can look it up.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Yeah. Most of the time it's 12-2, or I mean it's 2 or 3 years in the second cask for maturation. So,
it is indeed 12-2.
12-2, so 12 ex-bourbon hogshead and 2-year first fill Oloroso. And yeah, we've seen some darker whiskeys, so we've got a little bit of Oloroso influence here, but I don't think by the color, I don't think this is going to be a sherry bomb. Ooh.
That is like straight up almond extract.
Yeah, that is nutty.
Oh, cow. Like I want to make a cake with this.
All kinds of almost toasted or burnt cinnamon, nuttiness, nice oak, rich. I'm trying to see if I can pick out any fruits. Not really. I mean, almost syrupy and brown sugary.
Yeah, brown sugar for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like almondy, like almond extract.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, there's a dark sweetness here, but I can't say, oh, there's raisin, oh, there's plum.
Yeah.
Oh, there's dates. No, it's just there's a rich sweetness here, darker, a definite almonds, toasted oak. Wow.
Yeah, it's like if you made a brittle with like almond extract and like made a caramel and then put almond extract in it for like a brittle. So there's this thing called I think they call it Christmas crack. I make it all the time every year because it's so delicious. Where you take saltine crackers and you like lay them on a cookie sheet, and then you make a caramel of just like brown sugar and butter, and you pour it over the saltines, and then you put like chocolate or like peppermint stuff, like whatever you want. It is addicting. It is so good.
Wow. I've never seen that.
I would want to make that with this whiskey. Like I would want to put some of this whiskey in that caramel. It's like you made a caramel and then put almond extract in it, like an almond caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see this being reduced and concentrated and then poured drizzled on vanilla ice cream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's funny, when I read the name of this whiskey, all I could think about was like vampires. I was like, it's like vampire whiskey, like What We Do in the Shadows whiskey or something.
like Brad Pitt vampire from
yeah, Interview with the Vampire whiskey. Oh my gosh, the nose on this is really good.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna taste it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Go in and I'll see if I get anything else on the nose. And JT is asking, I'd like to get some of those SMWS glasses. 2 Dashes asks, are the glasses available for purchase? Unfortunately, no. Every once in a while, maybe once a year. I know last year we did a giveaway. If you bought 2 or 3 bottles, you got two glasses included in the purchase. Oh. What was that? No, crayon. Waxy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's chewy. It was so chewy.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Sweeter and fruitier up front. On the nose, I was looking for that sweetness, and what it was, it on my palate hit me right up front. Ooh, and there's a slight smoke, slight char or slight smoke. Definitely meaty, definitely savory, salty meats. Rich. I mean, there's raisins in here, golden raisins, cherries, tobacco juice.
I when it first like hits your mouth, like, you know, when you like eat something or drink something and you know it's sweet before you like actually taste it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it hits your lips, you're like, oh, there's like sweetness to this. I get that with this whiskey, but then when I taste it, it's not.
Yeah.
Like it's not overly sweet. I get more like, I get a lot of cast, like wood in this, like a lot of wood, like profiles in this whiskey. But I get that waxy, like crayon note. I get on the palate.
Huh.
It's like if you put a bunch of crayons and Dan Cleric asked what color is the crayon, like burnt sienna, it's that color crayon. Like if you put that in a barrel, like barrel aged crayons, I don't know. I get that on this. I'm with you on like, there's almost like there's a nutty profile here, but I just don't know what kind it is. I'm trying to like put my finger on it. It's like a roasted, toasted, like macadamia nut or something.
I think walnut.
Walnut, me. Okay. There's a roasty, toasty nuttiness to this. A lot of wood, like you break open like a wet log and like chew on it. And then there's like a waxy, I don't know. This is like kind of messing with my head a little.
I do agree that I agree though too that that sweetness when I took that first sip, that sweetness hit me right up front.
Yeah.
Then it almost like went away or diminished, and it went into this drier,
Yes.
oaky, peppery,
Yeah.
salted meat type kind of savoriness. But still, I mean, those fruits are in there, but they hit me right up front. So I really expected a lot sweeter.
I did too.
Fruitier finish coming in, and it's like it's up front, and then it all these other notes override those.
Yeah, I agree. And Robbie Robson said, aged in an X crayon hogshead. Yeah. That is wild. That's like it's weird. Like, are we allowed to say that? It's weird. It's a weird whiskey. And I like that. Like, it's very not what I was expecting. It's totally like kind of rocked me a little.
Little bit of a dank or earthiness, dunnage.
Yep. Yeah. Damp.
Mm-hmm.
Stones.
Ooh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Almost like you're in that your usual forest alliteration that you give, and you found there's an old creek and some stones, and they're covered with earth and mud and tree limbs, and then you kind of dig around or root around there a little bit, and that smell, that taste.
Yeah, there is a little minerality to this, which I don't know if I've ever said that about a Dirtiff. I don't know if I've ever said minerality. There's some Highland whiskeys like not in sherry that I've kind of found that note in, but I don't think I've ever found that in sherry. That's a little weird.
Water didn't change it too much. A little bit of a black cherry showing.
Okay, I can see the black cherry.
Yeah.
You definitely get the black cherry with you.
Dark chocolate. A black cherry and covered in dark chocolate.
Yeah. Like a Queen Anne, but
oh yeah,
black cherry, not crappy cherry.
Yeah. But
that is interesting. All right, I'm going to read the tasting notes.
Yep.
All right. They're short. So this says dark chocolate, black pepper, coffee beans, and cherries poached in a rich sauce. Well, Scott, you hit the nail on the head there.
I literally haven't looked. Does that say that?
It's what it says. I didn't make it up. Okay. Can we like take a minute? Oh, Trevor, you're awesome.
He must be from Texas. Yeah, he's got the Texas symbol on there.
So Brandon says, checking in from Alaska. Sorry I'm late, but I'll get caught up. -20.
Oh my Lord.
Okay. It's going to be 9 degrees here where I live this coming weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't even know if I know what 9 degrees feels like. Like I've been at snow, I've been up through Canada and stuff, and like it wasn't 9 degrees. And I'm like, I don't know what that's gonna feel like. Negative 24 degrees. Holy cow, that is cold. That is cold.
I'm trying to think. Brandon and his buddy, they team up and order whiskeys and have them shipped together. But I'm trying to remember Brandon and what's his buddy's name that they always
see it all the
I know.
Brandon, help us out.
Give me a minute. Don't answer yet.
Okay, don't tell us.
I'll figure it out.
I just know them by like I see the last names all the time.
Yeah. All right. I can't. Yeah, I'm not thinking of it right now. So, in fact, I had to call. I think I called Brandon last week because they were on the refund list, and they'll ship together. And sometimes we ship to one and we refund the other. And I had to call and Brandon and Martin. Yeah, I had to call and ask. I'm like, who's getting the refund this time?
Oh my gosh! So negative 24 degrees. That has to hurt. Woo. Oh my gosh. I'm cold just thinking about it.
I'm on my second round of water here. This is another one. It's not hurting it at all, but it's not really bringing out anything else.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, still delicious.
Yeah, that is one of those mind beat whiskeys.
The flavor, the color profile everybody's waiting for.
Right. So we've been like creeping up. I'm sorry, going down in age, but going up in ABV. So the whiskeys have been getting younger as we're going, and the ABV is getting higher.
Yep. I'll let you intro that one. I'm going to cleanse my palate with a little water. Ooh.
All right. So we have cask. Let me pour some in my glass. 66.213 back of the kitchen cupboard. Love that name. This is a 10-year Highland and a second fill ex-bourbon barrel at 59.9% ABV. There it is.
Did you say 59.9?
Yeah.
I thought you said 49.
59.9%.
I was like 49. What happened?
Whoa. That smells like cotton candy.
Yeah, and this is kind of surprising, lightly peated here from Distillery 66. We've had a few lately, all delicious. Usually peated in the peated category. But yeah, really citrusy, malty.
Oh, I got like straight up cotton candy. Like slightly peated cotton candy. Whoa, that was weird. It is sweet. Like the nose of this is like, it's sweet.
Really sweet, citrusy.
Whew.
Slight maltiness, slight oak. And of course, a little bit of peat on there.
Yeah, but it's like you have to like kind of dig it out.
Yeah, you do really.
It's like very faint up front, but like once you kind of like keep your nose in there and like really kind of dig it out, you find it. But I mean, this is like really sweet.
Citrusy cream cheese frosting, and then underneath that is a little bit of that peat.
Yeah, this reminds me of like a fair, like funnel cakes and cotton candy and kicked up grass and like a fair on like a salt flat.
I about said saltiness earlier, but I was like, I don't know. Let's wait and see if that was just in my head.
You know that like when you smell like really good tequila, you get like that salty, like limey, like note. There's like an element of that in here.
Yeah, and I've gotten that a few times. Yeah, it's kind of like it's almost like I've even said that in the past on some. It's like almost like a tequila margarita, salty tequila mezcal type.
Yeah. There is an element of that. So you're drinking mezcal Ritas at a fair on a salt flat.
Kind of like
candy.
Yeah, kind of like agave, or is it agave? Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, the nose of this is happy.
Sanctus Vitae is saying y'all are hurting my bank account. We assume no liability, Sanctus.
Oh my gosh. This is an amazing nose. Like really amazing nose.
T. Roy just opened the Sneaky Pete last night. That was the tasting panel experience, last tasting panel experience. That was a good one. That was I think I want to say, was that a 14-year 66 distillery 66? Even my bottle has been hit a few times on that one.
Did Bart steal it all?
Nope, I don't show him the good ones.
Oh, that's right.
All right, get in on the palate on this one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm. Mm. It's the citrus, it's the sweetness right up front, the powdered sugars.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And then, a little bit of, there's some roasted peanuts in there. Peat. Your spun sugar, your cotton candy.
Nose and palate on this are a perfect match. Oh my gosh, this whiskey.
Tangy candied. Almost like, I don't want to quite say Sour Patch Kids, but like some of those sour candies that have the sugar on the outside, and they just kind of make it, they're really tart. Make your taste buds sizzle a little bit.
Like sweet tarts, kind of. But like the chewy ones, not the powdery ones, the chewy ones. Oh my gosh.
Oranges. I just got orange.
All right.
Lime, key lime pie. Orange, just citrus, orange juice, orange rind, toasted. Ooh.
Okay. It is like, there's a really nice like spice, like peppery note that like hits on the like very tip of my tongue. But like, then it's just like this wave of just like really rich and intense flavor. I'm with you. I'm getting like that key lime pie is a great note, like a very like a minerally, like lightly peated key lime pie. I'm getting the cotton candy. I'm getting like that like funnel cakey powdered sugar note, but it's not like sweet. It's not like overly sweet. It's just like kind of faint, like just, I don't know, little just like puffs of that flavor that happen to just be really rich and intense. This is fantastic. This whiskey is fantastic. Citrus, I'm with you on the citrus. I mean, it's
well, and this really is probably borderline lightly peated or peated.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit of peat here for lightly peated. Probably could be peated as well, but the citrus though, the sweetness, all those. Someone said Smarties. That's kind of it, kind of that chalky, dry, tangy, tart, sour candy.
I get the tart sour part, but I find this to be like chewy, like it's viscous to me. Like this is like mouth coating. Like there's an oily quality that I'm finding on this whiskey. That's like, it's all of it.
Yep. I've got a drop of water on mine. I don't know that it changed it for the better. Hasn't changed it for the worse. Not noticing any different.
You know when you just like swirl a whiskey around in your mouth, like again, like I was saying before, you can actually taste it. where you're kind of like holding your breath and just moving it around your palate. You can feel the texture of this whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is like, I mean, it's like olive oily almost. There's like an olive oily, like texturally, and I'm gonna say like flavor based too. Like there is an element of that, like a really good olive oil. This is
slight nuttiness. At one time I think originally first on I got like some roasted peanut. I think that was the only time. I haven't really had it since, but there's still a little bit of a nuttiness here. Lighter nuts, almonds or peanuts somewhere in there.
I feel like the finish is quite fresh. There's almost like I don't know what herb it is. It's not like mint because it's not like sharp. It's almost like basil or like parsley, like Italian parsley or like basil, like a very fresh, bright, verdant, just clean finish on this. This whiskey is fantastic.
Yes. And great finish on this one too, for a 10-year-old, really hanging on. The peat as well, all those sweet citrusy notes, powdered sugars. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just added a second drop of water on mine.
Scott's doing the hard work for us today, adding water. Shall I read the tasting notes?
Yeah. Water, not really good, neat, good with the first round of water. 2 rounds of water might be a little bit too much on this one. I really like this one neater with that first round. Just add more peat coming out of it, more of those citrus, sweet, tart notes.
Well, this says a delightful hodgepodge. Hodgepodge is one of my favorite words. I love a good hodgepodge. A delightful hodgepodge of dried herbs, liquid seasonings, spices, earths, plural, leathery smoke, soft peat, and various smoky wood and dark embers.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. They dived into that a little bit more than we did there, but yeah.
Yeah. There is a really nice, sweet, fresh brightness to this, with that like minerality and that like salty, salty minerality to it. But ooh, that is good.
I'm still tasting the last sip that I took, and it's in my gums and everywhere.
It is like it's on my teeth.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Grainy almost, just so viscous and just like you said, oily, like it's just grabbed on and dug in.
It's like you swished with olive oil.
Ooh. Yeah. With some spearmint.
Yeah. See, okay, so there is like yes. Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Oh my gosh, that is this whole collection has been, it's funny, like obviously we can see it on paper what we're going to be having. We're going to have a 17-year distillery 7, a 10-year 66. And like, I think we've tasted so much whiskey, over the years that it's like, it's hard for, and I'll just speak for myself. It's hard for me to, sometimes not have an expectation. Right. But these all really did surpass my expectations. They were just really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
Like that Dirtif is weird. And I love that it's weird. It's not anything like I expected it to be. The nose and palate are like I said, it's like a mind fuck kind of whiskey, which it is.
Not in the tasting notes.
Huh?
I said that's not in the tasting notes.
It's not.
No.
It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Just on the record, this is just my opinion. that's just one of those whiskeys that's like, you're like, what is going on here? And I mean, this 66 is just dreamy. That is dreamy. And then that 18-year lowland is like, again, like a spicy and sweet. It's spicy. It's so different than any other, distillery 5 that I've ever had. And that 7-year is like quintessential distillery 7, but like amplified and elegant. And so if that's like a profile you really like, that whiskey is like off the charts. So like 4 very unique and different. Like I could spend, I know we've been here for 55 minutes. Like I could spend a good hour on each of these whiskeys. Like really digging in, talking about it. Like, where is this taking me? What adventure are we going on here?
Yeah.
Just 4 really outstanding whiskeys. So, wow.
I agree. Yeah, wholeheartedly. Yeah, we say it every time it seems like, but yeah, I mean it's 4 bottles, 4 good whiskeys, and
I will say for the record, they know, Scott. They know. Like you can tell when like you have a whiskey and like my eyes get like this big and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And like you see a dirt if that you're into and like you get pretty jazzed up over there. So but these are 4 really just really fantastic whiskeys.
Absolutely. So. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
They'll be available tomorrow, by the way, 1 p.m. Eastern time. So email will come out and they'll be available. But man, this one, I'm really enjoying this. I mean, it's just, wow.
So, to go back to the tasting note on that whiskey really quick, because I said earths. And Evan Belt said, like picking sad earths out of your teeth. What the heck does that mean? What does that mean?
Sod. Like picking sod earths out of your teeth.
Oh, sod earths.
A delightful thought.
My eyes aren't that good. I thought it said sad earths. And I was like, you'd have to explain that one, Evan.
Leathery smoke, soft peat.
Yeah.
They do have plural earths.
Earths.
Earth.
I guess that just means like things of the earth, like dirt and grass and bark and leaves and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, shall I toss up the full list of everything that's coming out tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
All right.
And then also, while Jenna is pulling that up, until if anybody is watching that is not a member of SMWS, real quick, you can go to smwsa.com for more information. We also have a special running until Christmas. If you join and become a member now, which is $99 for the first year, you'll get a $50 gift card to use on your first purchase.
Oh, hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. I got it. Oh, it's there. We go. Can you see it?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we had it at like 110% and then 200%.
There it is, the full list. Look at 3 spicy and sweets. That's exciting.
So we did not look at 48.141. It feels good. A 9-year-old Speyside, first fill barrel, spicy and sweet. And
28.69.
28.69, frolicking freshness. What happened to our background? Did you change that, or is that your computer?
I didn't change it.
Huh. Maybe
that celebratory list.
I guess.
Last outturn of the year.
Yeah, and so then like Jenna mentioned earlier as well, December 29th, it's a Thursday night. Me, Jenna, Ben, and Zach will all be live. We'll just be sitting around talking about Retrospective 2022, what we liked, some of the highlights, some of our best whiskeys of the year, and then looking forward to 2023 and just talking about what's coming up, what to be excited about.
Yeah. It's crazy. I can't believe it's been a whole year. It's just flying by. Yep.
Another great year for the society as well. Members just growing.
And it's nice. It's going to be exciting in 23 to see all the U.S. exclusive cask that we're getting, just because membership is growing. And I haven't seen what's coming out quite yet in 23. So But I can only imagine it's going to be even better than this last year. So I'm pretty excited to see what's coming up.
Another shout out again to Large Woolly Bugger. We got to talk to him today. Excited to talk to both of us.
Actually, he talked to both of us. Yes.
Yeah. He did get to use, he had a $50 gift card, and then he had the $25 welcome toast from when he joined. And you did the onboarding session with him.
Yep.
Jenna heads those up. Occasionally, Zach or myself have to jump in and help out with those. Jenna does by far the majority of those, but handing out good information to new members and stuff. So if you attend one of those, you get a $25 card to use for your next purchase or whenever you want to. But yeah.
Yeah, if you do become a new member, you will get to come and hang out with me. And then kind of give you some inside tips and tricks, about the society and all that good stuff. And if you're an old member and you would be interested in doing that, please do send me an email and I can get you added into the list. It's just a good opportunity to come ask any questions, learn a little bit more about the society, and they're a lot of fun. So again, if you are interested in joining in on one of those and you haven't yet, just send me an email and I'm happy to get you signed up for one of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think, are we ready to wrap it up?
I kind of want to revisit this 66.
I poured a little bit more because I did the water and it was like a little too far, so I added some more whiskey to bring it back up. But
okay, I'm going to put a little baby pour in my glass.
Thanks to everybody that tuned in. And like we say on the back of all of our bottles, SMWS whiskeys are not for swigging, glugging, or knocking back. Please drink responsibly. Cheers.
Cheers. And happy holidays to everyone. We hope it is fantastic. And we'll see you in 10 days.
Bingo.
Cheers.
Cheers.